We finally have a premiere date for the newest animated Spider-Man series, and it's coming real soon. With a new premiere date of January 29th, 2025, I figured now is a good time as any to go over absolutely everything we know about the upcoming show. What's going on, Marvelites? Let's talk about the upcoming Marvel animated series, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. The show was originally announced on Disney Plus Day in November 2021 and was initially called Spider-Man Freshman Year. Since then, it has been renamed to Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man with no apparent reasoning behind the name change. The main show is supposed to be focusing on a young teenage Peter Parker who literally just got his powers, which we'll talk about how that happens in a second, and how he deals with this major change in his life within his little bubble of New York City. I think the really cool aspect about this show is that it's supposed to be a take on the modern MCU Spider-Man that we know right now and cross that over with the original Spider-Man of Lee and Ditko. In fact, from the little that we've seen of the show and how it's portrayed, it seems like it's going to be a good cross between modern computer-generated graphics and Ditko-style Spidey drawings. Now, from what I've seen online and what's been said via Marvel Studios head of TV and streaming, Brad Winderbaum, this Spidey will most likely exist in a different MCU universe completely outside of the main 616, and honestly may not even be within the main MCU continuity whatsoever. Besides the recent footage that we just saw from the teaser from Marvel that just released that trailer of all of their 2025 projects, we did get an update about this show from D23 earlier this year. And from the very little info that's been leaked about this show, there was an exclusive sneak peek that shows Peter Parker, who is voiced by Hudson Thames, at school where his day is interrupted by Doctor Strange, who happens to be voiced by Benedict Cumberbatch, who happens to be coming through a portal with a symbiote-looking monster slash demon. With the footage that was seen at D23, Peter is supposedly shown getting bit by a radioactive spider, apparently from wherever Doctor Strange and this symbiote came from. So we are getting our standard how Spidey got his powers. However, there may be a little twist with what his powers actually are, given that this is a spider that came from some dimension with a symbiote and where Doctor Strange came from. Now I wonder if there's going to be some sort of like magic involved in his powers or something along those lines. We'll just have to wait and see. The other major twist in this universe is that Spidey's mentor will not be Tony Stark, but instead will be Norman Osborn, who is voiced by Coleman Domingo. We are also going to see some other great supporting cast members that we're not necessarily used to seeing with Spidey. We do get the usual characters like Harry Osborn, voiced by Zeno Robinson, Aunt May, voiced by Carrie Walgren, Doc Ock, voiced by Hugh Dancy, and Daredevil, voiced by Charlie Cox, as well as Kingpin, voiced by Vincent D'Onofrio. And on a recent official Marvel podcast episode, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man creator, Jeff Trammell, shared with us some of the characters that we're going to see within the show that he's super excited about, especially because they're characters that we don't always typically see with Spidey. So we are going to be seeing Nico Minoru, the young magician of the Runaways, who will be voiced by Grace Song. We will also be getting Amadeus Cho, which will be pretty interesting to see another Hulk added into the fold of the MCU. Another character is Jean Foucault, I'm definitely butchering that name, who goes by Finesse and essentially has the same powers as Taskmaster. And we're also going to see Pearl Pangan, who goes by the name of Wave. We will also see Lonnie Lincoln, aka Tombstone, voiced by Eugene Bird. And based on other pictures provided to us about the show, some other villains we'll see include Rhino, Scorpion, Unicorn, Chameleon, and Tarantula. Some other recent news that came out is that this show is also going to be doing something similar that X-Men 97 did, which is it's going to have a limited series prequel comic. Now with X-Men 97, the first issue of the prequel comic actually came out like a month or so after the show premiered. Now that prequel comic did fill in some stuff of what happened from the end of the animated show to the beginning of X-Men 97. However, I will say that it was not necessary to buy, read, or anything along those lines to understand what was happening in X-Men 97. Now the first issue of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man prequel comic does come out in December, approximately 1 month before the show premieres. My guess is that it will be something similar with this Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man prequel comic in that you're not going to have to buy or read it whatsoever to truly understand what's happening within the show. Now, given that this show is premiering on January February 29th, 2025. My guess is that we're going to end up getting a trailer approximately 1 month before, because that's usually the situation, at least what we saw with X-Men 97 and What If Season 2. And given that we're not going to get any animated Spider-Man stuff from Sony anytime soon, I'm definitely excited to see this different take on Spider-Man within the MCU. Let me know if you're excited to watch this show down below in the comments, and if you want more Marvel content just like this, please hit that like and subscribe button down below. And until the next video, Excelsior.